Sanbonani Dumelang Apsheni, hello. Welcome to the Football Administration Network with your boy Dalungza, where we talk all things the Soweto Giants. Finally, Kaizer Chiefs yesterday played its first game of the 2025-2026 Betway Premiership League, right? And I must say that it was an exciting match, a fully packed stadium, Athlone Stadium, sold out. The vibe, the match was very exciting. It was end-to-end stuff, and it was very good. It's good value for programming, and it's good value for football. And I want to begin with the end and work backwards. I think the title of the video probably it's a giveaway of how I feel when I say that Kaizer Chiefs won, but we are still worried. If you look at last season, right, and you had to determine what are the major problems that Kaizer Chiefs was facing, you would, number one, quickly say that Kaizer Chiefs, they've got a big problem in terms of their conversion, right? Because Kaizer Chiefs, statistically, they were one of the teams that took the most shots at goal, but their conversion was really poor. And also at the same time, they were second to Mamelodi Sundowns. They were a team that faced the least amount of shots, but they would consider goal for every 2 shots taken at them. From a tactical point of view, that's the problem. And I think we've already discussed in one of the videos that I did that based on the signings that Kaizer Chiefs made, I do not think that they've resolved any of the 2 matches. That one, I think I'm probably going to sound like a broken record because there's no player in the 6 players that they signed that convinces me that they're going to solve Kaizer Chiefs' goal scoring problem. And there's also not a player out of the 6 that I believe will solve their goalkeeping problem, because I do think they've got a goalkeeping problem. So I actually expected Kaizer Chiefs to sign a goalkeeper, but they didn't sign a goalkeeper at all. So I'm a little bit worried that first and foremost, in terms of your preseason and in terms of your signings, you haven't addressed the issues that you had last season. That on its own is problem number 1. Let's put that aside. But there's an even bigger discussion, because again, in here, football administration, we look at things from a strategic level. The other thing that worried me overwhelmingly, particularly in the game when Stellenbosch were down to 10 men, but Stellenbosch were able to dominate Kaizer Chiefs. And you could see, it was very clear that Kaizer Chiefs relied on transitions. And it is for me at that moment that I realized that the same Kaizer Chiefs that relied on transitions last year, I am seeing the same Kaizer Chiefs again, which therefore tells me that beyond any reasonable doubt, transition is how Coach Nabi plays. And if we're going to rely on transition, then logically, something says to me then you can expect the very same Kaizer Chiefs that you saw last season, that are going to allow teams to dominate them, that are going to allow teams to come at them, and they will just rely on counters. But you call yourself a big team. And for me, that's an even greater concern, because it tells me that really the past 2 years we've spent really with Coach Nabi, we are seeing now we're not moving forward. Yeah, you will talk about that MTN, that not MTN, that Nedbank Cup thing. Yeah, fine, but oh my God, I don't know. I think it's making me believe that we're not gonna make it. We have not moved forward. And apart from Kaizer Chiefs also being a team that relies on transition, I also believe that you have a midfield that is not comfortable on the ball. I've spoken about this in one of the earlier videos, and I've also addressed in the Bagamteto. I have a very big problem with this Bongsen Mteto of it. I honestly do not think Graham Chita should be playing for Kaizer Chiefs. I have no personal grudges, no Chita, but he's not comfortable in the ball. He can't control the ball. And on my one, you are Tatazela. I'm like, he doesn't even have the confidence. You know, sometimes he doesn't have the confidence, Yoguti, to hold the ball and just check who can I pass, you know. No, he just receives the ball in the nearest person to him. He just takes the pass. So you have a midfield that is not comfortable in the ball. And now, what you will also realize in that match is that match made me to realize two things, actually. That while I'm crying about Chiefs getting a striker and getting a goalkeeper, I then realized two more positions that Kaizer Chiefs needs to strengthen. That is number one, the holding midfield position, because in the first half they tried to make Kaizer to play that role. And Kaizer is not a number 6. And we saw how he choked in the first half, because they played Kaizer, and I think they were playing more of a... It's either they were trying to play double number 10 with Mdu and Nkosing Pile, or maybe they wanted Nkosi Pile to be more of a number 8. But you could see that in the first half he was made to play number 6, and we didn't see him almost the whole first half. We started to see Kaizer come alive second half when Mteto was introduced, because there's now someone that's going to play the number 6. Then he comes into his natural position, which is more of a number 8. So it means, therefore, for me, in my personal opinion, Kaizer Chiefs still needs to sign a proper, comfortable holding midfielder. Desperately. Because I think Mtetwa is one-dimensional, and if we planning to go through the whole season with Mtetwa as our main number 6 guy, it means we are comfortable with transitions. We're not going to play the ball. Definitely we're not. So that's the other problem. And the other problem that I've picked up is that Kaizer Chiefs needs wingers. Because here's a problem. Duba is not a winger. Last season, we saw that boy was more effective when he plays central. Lilepo, for me, Lilepo as a winger, he's more effective maybe playing as a center forward, because he's very good on the half spaces. But as a winger, for me, there's a lot of things that he lacks, right? And then there in that right wing, you also have Mfundo Vilakazi. He's still young, still needs a lot of coaches. So all in all, when I think about it, Kaizer Chiefs really doesn't have proper wingers, because I can't even count Pulo Modi, because I don't believe that Pulo Modi has got an impact So, taking all of these things into consideration, you then begin to realize that it's a new season, same problems. And I'm just worried that I feel like the two seasons that we played were a waste. We had Coach Nabi the whole season, but I don't feel like there's anything we learned. There's anything we're just the same people. So yeah, man, I think time will tell. The one thing that Chiefs as an advantage is that our league is very poor. You've got teams such as our Cape Town City that have since been relegated, which was a strong team. You've got teams such as your Supersport. It's now Siwelele. There's a mixed masala there. We don't know who's in and who's out. You've got team like Kabo Makesi, who decided to get rid of a coach that helped them to stabilize, and then they got rid of 13 players, if I'm not mistaken. You've got a Golden Arrows where that you don't know what is it about Golden. What are they aiming to do? What is their purpose really? They've been in the league. They are one of the longest serving teams in the league. But what is their purpose? Kahle kahle? Bazowenzani? What are they here to do? You just don't know with them. And there's so many teams like Pulukwane City, they've lost their star player. So they're as questionable as Kaizer Chiefs may be, there are a lot of teams that are worse than Chiefs. So in all honesty, the best that Kaizer Chiefs can make this season is number 5. Worst case scenario, maybe number 7. Hence, that's why I'm going for the average of. They probably could have finished number 6. So yeah, man, I'm not too excited with Kaizer Chiefs. I think it's going to be more of the same, unfortunately.